This video will address terriers for driven hunts. So for example, to drive and chase and catch and often also kill hogs, swines, so wild pigs. First of all, of course, you might say a terrier. Terrier comes from terra, that's earthwork. For driven hunts, for work above the ground, and you are right, it's a different type of work. But that being said, there are terriers that are developed to do it all. An example is a German hunting terrier, which is a terrier used for work on the ground against foxes and badgers, but also to chase blood trails and driven hunts against pigs, swines. And they also made a more meek version, a version that's easier to be kept also inside, being the Westfalen terrier. So still a lot of the German hunting terrier is present, also called the German Jagd, but they crossed it with more white terriers to make them more rambunctious for the brushes, but also on the other hand a lot more easy to be kept in house, because Jagd terriers in general are very fierce and can also be fierce against humans, and also they are almost always active, so they don't have that off switch. And the Westfalen terrier is a recent project trying to fix most of those things. And also the dog aggression is a lot less in these Westfalen terriers. Another thing to mention, they also developed the Heide terrier, which is a terrier that is specifically developed to be a hog hunting, wild swine, black wilt specialist. So chases, driven hunts, and they bred in different other breeds next to the German Jagd terrier to make this breed. So most notably Airedale blood and bull blood, either by English Bull Terrier or other bull sources, including I think American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, and perhaps some working Staffordshire Bull Terrier blood as well. I can also not imagine that there's not some Patterdale blood in there. So a jack of all trades, like German hunting terrier is often called, also a master of none. I'm not trying to disrespect the German hunting terrier, because I think it's an excellent all-rounder breed with also very good performance in most areas that it works. So it's a very interesting blend, and if you only could have one hunting type of dog, this might be it. A German need to do it all. But there is also a benefit, of course, for being a more specialist type of worker. For example, the Patterdale is more a specialist below ground, and the Heide terrier the specialist for the driven hunts. So the Patterdale terrier, you might not agree, because it's a different type of dog, a lot more confronting instead of baying type that oftentimes is found in the German hunting terrier, which is also an aggressive confronting breed. Let me tell you that. And as I mentioned, the on-off switch is far further away than with Patterdale terriers, which have quite a good off switch, especially at home. But the German terriers are just a fierce animal all the time. Most of them are, at least. But that also compromises, of course, a little bit how you can keep them at home, or the flexibility that you have, that you keep them at home, or you just have to kennel them. But also the benefit of a dog like a Heide terrier, which is a lot bigger but not capable of earthwork, but a dog that's very good at working pigs, because it can cross terrain a lot faster because it has longer legs, less dog aggressive, so can easier work in packs. And once it gets to the prey, so in this case the hog, it is far better equipped to deal with it because it's not ragdolled by the pig and can just confront it and also try to catch it. So that's a different benefit altogether. An additional benefit, because of the increased size, you also have the benefit that the dogs don't run under, so they don't go underground when you're not wanting them to go underground, because they find a foxhole along the way, and instead of chasing the pigs, it goes underground, and you lose that dog in the driven hunt, and also have to deal to dig it up once it goes to ground. So that's the thing to consider. Adding a little bit additional bulk will make it a lot harder for them to go underground, or impossible, and then they can only work the black wilds, as they call the boars. So that's something to consider. Other people are also using their own mixes, crossing in different breeds to make them better suited for driven hunts, but they also use purebred Patterdale Terriers, earth specialists, more and more on driven hunts, because these type of dogs are very small and can also be easily pushed through the bushes and then drive out the hogs. And they also, despite being very small, can double up as a light catch dog type of dog. So that's something that people are considering. It's out of the normal reach of a Patterdale Terrier, also out of the comfort zone of a Patterdale Terrier, because the opponent is so much heavier. But it's hard to speak of a comfort zone with such a brave animal as a Patterdale Terrier is. So there are videos on the net where wild dog specialists of hunting lines, such as the Dogo Argentino, are reluctant to confront a wild hog that is fierce, and they're even like 7. The Dogo Argentinos are not able to get a hold, and one Patterdale goes in and he gets the hold, and then the other Dogo Argentinos join him. So that gives you a little bit background about the bravery of these small dogs. I'm not saying that the Dogo Argentino is not a brave dog, but I think they have been watered down because they are not primarily used as a hunting dog anymore. And I think the Dogo Argentinos of the past would have been a different ballgame altogether. That being said, if you want a dog that is more capable of crossing large terrains, additional paw length of course can help. Also a dog that, if you think that they are too fierce to engage, like Patterdale Terrier, you want to water that down. Of course, adding different breeds will water it down. You can also go the same way and keep with its characteristic by adding bull blood, so American Pit Bull Terrier for example, and combined with a Patterdale Terrier will result in a less dog aggressive American Pit Bull Terrier, and also smaller with more hunting drive, which could be beneficial. And you also see that they are crossing American Pit Bull Terrier with hound blood, or Patterdale Terrier with hound blood, and Jagd Terrier with hound blood. For example, Airedale is a combination of Terrier and Otter hound blood. Airedale Terriers nowadays most often are not brave enough. They are too much a houndy character to be a real catch dog, but as a hound they can still be used tougher than the average hound. So that could be a benefit. Of course, Catahoula leopard dog also carries some bulldog or boom terrier blood to make it more durable and capable also as a catch dog. It's not its primary objective, but it could double as a secondary, of course. The thing is, if you want to increase the size, there are two ways that are very good. One is adding hound blood to keep within the hunting family, so to say. A hound is a scent hound I'm referring to is especially focused on the blood trails and smells, and also has good endurance, good feet. Or you could go a little bit more in the speedy category and make a lurcher. So adding terrier to running dog blood, such as greyhound. It's also very capable, the fastest way of course, and oftentimes, especially with a very combative type of dog like American Pit Bull Terrier, the Bull Lurcher, Bullgreys are formidable catch dogs that are also very capable of chasing and working together oftentimes, and they are diluting them if they want more speed, so like 1/4 bull and they keeping a lot of bull if they want to have more catch dog ability. Nowadays even Dogo Argentinos of working lines are being bred to American Pit Bull Terriers to increase grit, but also greyhounds to increase speed and keep the dogs very capable of also having great endurance and the ability to cross terrain at a very high speed. So in my opinion the Bullgrey could be a version of the Dogo Argentino we had in the past. Whereas adding Scenthound is also a very good way to do this, and it could be even a better way to recreate the Heide Terrier as they did now. I'm not dissing the breed because I think it is one, still evolving, and two, proven to be excellent, but perhaps you could make it even better when you use different types of hunting dogs. So for example, add a little bit of Bullgrey blood, or using the German Drahthaar. So it's a rough coated hunting dog, which is also quite hard for a hound, to the mix, instead of the Airedale Terriers, which are, in my opinion, not such an excellent breed. I'm not saying that they are not very good Airedale Terriers, because they will be, there are certainly very good Heide Terriers, but I think you might have better breeds to begin with. And if the size is getting too high or too big, you can always add a little bit more of Patterdale Terrier blood or German Hunting Terrier to get it to the size that you want again. Hope this helps and also gives you a little bit of insights why sometimes Terrier blood is crossed with running dog or hound blood. They took out that the pole to have access to that road to increase the size so that the dogs don't run under, but also increase the crossing ability of terrain, decrease the dog aggression, decrease the chance of injury to the dog, and also are beneficial because they have more of a scent, or oh, that's one thing I should mention. Adding Scenthound will increase the scenting ability, of course. Adding Sighthound, running dog, will increase their proficiency to be visually focused on the prey. The different type of dogs give different types of results, and also the ability to be kept in a greater pack and work together. Have a great day.